Two Indian Su-30 fighter jets hit above a transport plane, trying to fool the enemy's radar. But soon the enemy radar detected that a transport plane had entered their airspace without permission. The enemy demanded that the transport plane identify itself, or they would shoot it down with missiles. The Indian pilot quickly responded.
Hello, this is a Russian passenger plane. Help me, my good man.
His broken English successfully fooled the enemy. As the pilot gave the order, Special Forces soldiers quickly jumped off the transport plane. The two Su-30 fighter jets no longer hid and quickly flew toward the enemy's airfield. The enemy realized they had been tricked and immediately sent fighter jets to intercept, but it was too late. The Su-30s had already fired missiles and destroyed the airfield. At the same time, the Special Forces had parachuted into the target area. They quickly took out the outer sentries and sneaked into the base to rescue the captured pilot. Soon, a helicopter arrived to pick them up. As the Special Forces were boarding the helicopter, a shell suddenly hit it and blew it up. Then, a large number of armed militants rushed over and began a fierce battle with the Special Forces. Meanwhile, the enemy's fighter jets caught up and fired missiles that hit the Su-30s. The fighter jets lost control, and the pilots had to eject to escape. Seeing that the mission had failed, the Indian military commander immediately sent his top pilot to provide support. On the other side, the teammate was being attacked and was about to be shot down. Suddenly, two explosions rang out, and the pilot appeared from behind, saving his teammate. But in the next second, an air-to-air missile suddenly came their way, and the teammate's fighter jet was instantly destroyed. The pilot immediately flew behind the enemy plane and started firing. But another enemy plane suddenly appeared and fired a missile at him. The pilot had to keep changing his flight direction. Seeing that he couldn't shake off the missile, he flew his fighter jet next to the enemy plane. As the two planes were about to collide, the pilot quickly rolled to avoid it. Seeing the enemy plane coming again, he pulled up vertically, did a roll, and fired a missile at the enemy plane behind him. The enemy plane, seeing the missile coming, immediately released decoys. The pilot, seeing that he hadn't hit his target, immediately dived toward the lake. The enemy plane followed closely, firing constantly. The pilot had to pull up vertically into the air and then quickly turn around, narrowly missing the enemy plane. Then both planes turned around and began firing at each other face to face. Seeing that the two planes were about to collide, the pilot immediately activated the ejection seat. The enemy plane didn't have time to avoid it and was directly destroyed. On the other side, the Special Forces were being attacked by the enemy. The armed support arrived just in time and began firing wildly at the enemies on the ground. The leader, seeing the situation was bad, tried to escape in a car, but the pilot who had parachuted in arrived just in time. They began fighting in the car. The jeep lost control and drove up onto a wooden plank. The pilot quickly knocked the leader down, stepped on him, and then leaped to grab the helicopter. The leader fell with the car, and the rescue mission was successfully completed.